Hello and welcome everyone. So Simon here from Pinnacle Fitness Consulting, and as promised, this is volume one of our weekly live and recorded Q&A, which you can find the copy of in the mastermind. So recently I've renamed the Pinnacle VIP group to a mastermind based on the idea that there is literally hundreds, and I'm not exaggerating, there are literally hundreds of years of experience inside this Pinnacle group. So what I want to try and do is every single week we've been doing these live calls, but I'm going to start recording them so that the years of when wealth of knowledge can be unlocked and recorded, and then therefore passed on to people who are, might be interested in looking for a business coach. Obviously, I'm here to help. For those of you who are part of the following that just want to, get some extra information on certain topics, or for those of you who simply can't make these time slots and want to catch up in your own time. So we're gonna be recording these, and I wanted to kick it off today with an amazing topic, which has been kind of the focal point, funnily enough, with everyone on this call. So it's very funny, and we've got Sam here, we've got Donna, we've got Phil, we've got Blake, and we've got Justine. And this topic, it's been a focal point for everyone who is in the fitness industry on this call, and it's how to leverage a business correctly, and the way that I've enabled my business to do it successfully. Most importantly, to do it so that it's continuous and that it works and that it doesn't fail, because a lot of people will attempt to leverage their business and fail. And then also deal with a massive problem which everyone is faced with in the industry, and it's a question that I'm always asked. It's literally a matter of time before people ask it, and I'm going to get into that soon. So without further ado, let's get into this. So for those of you who aren't too clued on about it, Pinnacle Fitness Consulting, we consult people in the fitness industry. Myself, Simon, I'm the head trainer and owner of SRF Fitness on the hat here. We're based out of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. I have a team of 4 trainers. We're in 3 different locations. We help over 100 people every single week. We're doing a high session volume, and we have a very stable, secure, amazing, friendly environment where people can thrive, and we offer so much value through what we do. So that's what I've done. And then obviously I have an amazing team of coaching clients that are now following me and implementing my strategies into their businesses to unlock what they have today. So what I might just do, for those of you who are in the fitness industry, I might just ask you, we'll start with Don, just say how many fold you've improved your business, or how much dollar value roughly, if you want to share, per week you've added since working with myself, and what type of business you run. So Donna, we'll just start off with you briefly.
Yeah, so I run a face-to-face in a big
You're
box
on
gym.
mute, Don.
Sorry?
Oh, there you go.
Yep. So I run a face-to-face in a big box gym. Since coming on board with you, I've well and truly over doubled what I was earning, and I suppose what my potential could be. You've opened my eyes to so many different things, that it's not just the one-on-one training. There's so many other things that you can sort of branch out and grow and things like that. So, yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff. Phil's one of our latest recruits, but he's been picking up some tips. But Phil, just a little bit about yourself, mate. What type of business you run and what you've sort of picked up thus far?
So I own a private training studio. We have 4 trainers, including myself. We do private one-on-one, semi-private, small group setting, 1-on-3. Been open for 9 months. Past few weeks have been a lot of business structure work, I think, is my biggest issue that I think we're probably 1 week away from nailing that down. Probably this week has been my transition week to giving more to my other trainers and getting our business model hammered down.
It's awesome. And it's very fitting for today's call about leverage. So it's perfect for you. Blake, one of my top boys, he's with us here. Blakey boy, how's it going, mate?
Fantastic. So yeah, I'm based in Brisbane, just outside the city, about 2 km out from the city. And since working with Simon, when I approached Simon, I was already on 6 figures, and I had already gone through my first trainer, if that makes sense. So I'd already had my first trainer who I wanted to bring on the team, came, 5 months left. And then I was like, I want to do that again, but I need to do it better. And yeah, just literally came across Simon on Facebook. Knew that he was the coach of a different company, approached him. Now, from going from 40 sessions to now doing near 100, I've got 2 staff members now, 1 male and 1 female, and we have a really, really great vibe. And that's really the biggest thing. We have great culture. So I'm very grateful for that.
It's awesome. Yeah, Blake does awesome stuff, and he's, as you can tell by his sexy voice, he's very professional. He crushes it. So he does very good. So who else have we got? We've got Just, but Just is funnily not in the fitness industry, but just in a nutshell, just tell us about who you are and what myself and yourself are working on without giving too much juicy golden nuggets away.
Hey guys, so I'm a mindset and performance coach, and I've been coaching privately for a number of years. I've got about 25 years experience in relationship management, communication, connection, and teaching EQ skills. But in the last 8 years, I've been working for the Department of Defence, teaching them, training them on EQ skills in workshops that I've developed. But Simon and I have been working on a funnel that is just amazing, because he's helped me encapsulate 52 modules. Like, I had all of this information, I didn't know how to get it out there. And so we're doing a 1-year program. We're like 99% completed, and I can't wait to launch it. So he's just been amazing support with that.
Thanks, Jess. Thanks for the kind words. And it'll be good to launch it. We just got to launch it, get it out there, put the icing on the cake. And look, I'm excited. It's
yeah,
really,
me
really
too.
good. So, and last but not least at all, Sam, a little bit about yourself, mate, and what you've sort of taken away from your coaching and what you're looking to do next.
Cool. So I've got around 12 months experience of, I'd say 14 months to be honest. Came straight out of university, gone in the deep end to do face-to-face like Donna. Obviously gained a few clients using the strategies that have been learned and provided by Simon. Obviously everyone's trying to, or wants to leverage their business, and what we're doing or working on at the moment is doing our online. So once we get all that content ready and uploaded, it's just providing a steady income for us to sort of use in the long run. And yeah, that's me.
100%. So Sam is like a few people on here. Actually, we're starting to develop online businesses. For those of you who are watching the recording of this, if you do want to know anything about online and how to do it properly and to make a fully automated business, then just reach out, let me know. But that is not the topic of today's call. The topic of today's call is leverage. So at Pinnacle, the sole goal for rental trainers, studio owners, whatever you are, wherever you are, as you can tell, there's people here from New Zealand, Australia, and America. So the sole goal is to get people fully booked. We want to get people fully booked. However, when you become fully booked, you don't really own a business, you own a job. And that job will not work without you in it. So there's one way, really, that I believe to continue to grow that specific business and how to leverage, and that is by employing trainers. So show of hands, who's on the call here today who's got trainers working for them? I think 2 people are frozen. Just, you're still with me, aren't you? Justine's still with me. Donna's still with me. Blake, there you go. So put your hand up, Blake. You got trainers. There you go. Phil has as well. So what this enables us to do is create passive income. Now, first and foremost, I want to highlight that for me, one of the reasons why I've been able to have a team of trainers which has stayed united for such a long period of time is because I do not have trainers because I want to make money from them. It is as simple as that. If you want to leverage your business so you can just make more money, well, I can guarantee you're not going to be in that position to want to hire trainers or get to hire trainers from following money in the first place. It's about offering opportunity to your trainers to help more people. So that's a fundamental thing that I've definitely found that's worth noting. And when we leverage, it's about clever management. Okay. Now, it's so basically to leverage your business, we need more hands. Obviously, 2 sets of hands are more important than one. They can get a lot more done. Now, what do you think? I mean, just before we continue delving in, Blake, you've got a couple. What do you find, mate, is one of the most challenging parts of having trainers and making it work? Like you said that you had a trainer, and then obviously you said you wanted to go through that process again. What do you think now, the second time round that you've done it, if you were to give advice to anyone listening on the call live or watching it, the recorded version, what would you say to them? What's one of the hardest things?
I wouldn't say, I'd say the biggest thing that I learned from the start is really understanding the person that I am hiring in the first place, and understanding the goal and where their, I guess, ambition is, but also I guess where their motives are too. So if you get someone whose motives are literally just they want to come in just to make money, it's just not going to be the bad time, because they're going to come in, they're going to make money, and then they'll find somewhere else to make money type thing. You know what I mean? So I think the biggest learning for me was understanding and taking my time with understanding the personality that's in front of me, the past that's in front of me, and like if I did hire this person, like what is their vision for themselves within my company? And just doing that has just streamlined the process and made things so much more healthier within our company.
Yeah, I completely agree, and this is definitely the way that we've kind of structured it this time round. And for me, I mean, I was told to use Seek to recruit people. I mean, I will use Seek and other job recruitment agents, online websites, that sort of stuff, as a last resort. Like that is, for me, it's not a very successful way of growing a workforce, especially in our industry. The reason being is because a lot of people out there are looking to collect paychecks. And what we want in an industry where we're trying to help as many people as possible, and like I said, the goal of getting a trainer is not to earn more money, it's to actually help the person you employ too and make them cash. So what we want to try and do is recruit effectively. And obviously finding out who the people are themselves, like Blake said, it's definitely a big thing. So rather than just rushing to find trainers, I think if I was to give you any advice on that, it's just really look, follow our recruitment process, interview process, and find someone who is really serious about taking the business forward with you, and scope out your local network, not using recruitment websites, because those recruitment websites are the people that are sat behind a computer sending emails out. They're not the people that have got the balls to go out there and walk in and knock on doors and make phone calls. So you're going to find that those people are the ones that are most inclined to stay with you for a short period of time and then leave. So anyway, I think the recruitment side, I mean, anyone who's looking to recruit a trainer, again, the modules that are in the Pinnacle VIP members portal, it's all there. But when we have a trainer, I think, and this is where I want to spend the bulk of today, and Phil asked me about this, and we've been communicating daily about this one, is how to leverage and overcome this fear that everyone has, which is the delegation of sessions and workload to your trainers once they are on board. Now, so I think Sam's looking, Donna's looking, Phil, you're looking to delegate further to your trainers. What's one of the fears, Don, that stops you from recruiting before or leveraging business? Have you had any fears that might be common for other people watching?
I think a lot of it's probably a little bit to do with, I suppose, being in such a large box gym of other people's thoughts and comments, I suppose, as well. Like it's just one of those ones where we're all sort of a little bit concerned that they'll take our clients and we get left with nothing. So they're sort of the things that I know myself, I think I've worked so hard to get, it's sort of hard to let go.
Yeah, I think that, look, nobody can disagree with that. Yeah, like it's very, very hard to let go. I think Phil's position that he's in, that we'll discuss, that Phil can tell us about soon, is he has the trainers, but it's still that willingness to let go. It's one of the hardest things you could ever do. And I was told by one of my previous mentors that one of the qualities that I had, and I had no idea what he was talking about at the time, but now I can see it, is that he said, one of the qualities you have is that your willingness to let go is so abundant. Like I was just very willing to just give people who I'd never really known much about before, after I'd gone through the recruitment process. Again, if you want help with that, let me know. just letting them have what I'd created and literally put years or a year and a half of time into, right? Sam, yourself, I mean, you're looking for a trainer. What would you say is holding you back? Would you say there's any fear there or anything like Donna said?
I'll just say the quality of the sort of applicants out there. I don't want to hire, someone who's going to let me down or just, I guess, money driven.
Yeah, I completely agree. Now, this is a very, very good topic. And again, this webinar or this little recorded video, guys, it can go off on many tangents, but again, we'll follow it and let it go, because the people watching this, it might be, any little point might be of significant value. My personal opinion on this one, I think, Phil, I'd like to ask your opinion on this, is that we can't recruit the perfect candidate. Yeah. We literally can't recruit that perfect candidate. It's impossible to do that, because the people that are, that are Justines, that are Donnas, that are Phil, that are Jason, lost my voice, that are Blake, that are Sam, are out there doing it themselves, right? So it's about finding the right fit. And the only way you're going to do that is basically by taking the leap of faith and failing forward. Now, Will Smith is obviously, as a motivational videos and stuff like that, he always says about failing forward. You've got to just recruit, follow the process we have is very, very good. It's bulletproof. But a lot of the time, you're not going to hit gold and strike gold the first time, right? So it's about getting the trainers in and just taking that leap of faith. When you have got them, sorry, I'm just going to put you on mute there, Phil. When you have got them, it's just about constant hustle and grinding, and obviously working with them. And like Blake said, when you go through exactly, this recruitment process about following what people want, getting to learn who they are as individuals, you'll find the best fit for you. It's not going to be perfect. So that's my advice. It ain't going to be perfect at all, but it's literally about, just taking a leap of faith, going for it. So Phil, yourself, you have trainers. Now, what is now that you've got the trainers? All right. So moving on from that, what are you faced with now? What is the dilemma?
My, I guess, dilemma is that I spoil my clients pretty much. They're used to me and my personality, I guess, and just me taking care of them with every little thing that they need. So to be able to trust that the trainers will do as good, I mean, not to talk about like myself, but like we're in the position that, I've made it to the position to be able to, that I'm in now, I guess, for a reason. That's by treating clients really well and getting them results. So just making sure that the trainers that I have take as good as care of the clients as they're expecting and as necessary to keep them in the long term.
Yeah, no, that's it, 100%. What do you think is one of the things? I don't want to give it away. I want to kind of try and fish for the answer out of you guys. Blake, this is your input would be interesting on this one as well.
Yeah.
When you have an abundance of sessions, what do you find? Did you find it tough to delegate out to trainers? Like, did you because you've built the rapport, right? You're the one who's gone out and got all the sessions and got all the clients. Did you find it hard to let go?
I don't know. I think for me, just understanding, look, if anything happens, I've done it once and I can rebuild again. And, I think when you have the confidence of how to get leads, it's like that sort of diminishes it. Like when you're holding on to like, I've worked so hard to get this one client. I went through so much. I dropped my prices. I did this and did that. It comes from a scarcity mindset. With that scarcity mindset, if anything little thing happens, you're going to be scared. But when you have an abundance mindset, you have so many leads that you can choose from, you have the mindset that people are lining up to work with you. The whole delegation process, at the end of the day, when you really come to the heart of it, these people aren't going to be with you forever. So you might as well delegate now, learn all the mistakes, and just understand that if you're in this for the long haul, you know, it's going to work in your favor anyway.
You got it. Now we're getting to the juicier stuff. I think that this is exactly where I wanted to get to. Pretty much anything we do for the first time, guys, is going to be a learning process. So if you're out there wondering, and like there may be some people watching this and going, I've been a fully booked personal trainer for the last 15 years, right? It's so common. Like, man, I have no idea how someone could do that personally, for such a long period of time and not leverage. But it comes to a point where you're at a crossroads and you simply just need to jump, and you've got to hire a trainer. If you don't want to hire a trainer, there are other ways to leverage your business. But like Blake said, it's just believing, being positive, and having that abundant sort of wealth mindset of just jumping and knowing that these people that look, between us entrepreneurs, clients are disposable in a way. They're not going to be with you for a long period of time. It's about going through a learning process, recruiting, hiring trainers, passing sessions over, and repeating that process until you get it nailed. Now, we obviously never ever want to lose track of who we are as trainers, and making sure that the clients are always getting the utmost value. It's that simple, right? But again, the handover process is essential, and I think the relationship that you have with your clients needs to be completely and utterly, in a polite way, forgotten. But it's a business decision that you need to do to leverage across. So how do we do this? So for me, there was one thing that I did that I kind of trialed myself, and it worked very well. And now this is how I do it with everyone that wants help leveraging. If you have anyone that you're doing more than one session per week with, all right, those are the people that I would instantly be going to leverage across to your other trainers. That's what I would be going for straight away. There's a way in which we can do this, and it's basically voicing that, to those guys that, my business is growing. Everyone will respect this, by the way, that everyone will respect this. My business is growing. I need to leverage across. So we're going to just say a lot more things have come to the surface now where I need to spend a lot more time on other things. All right. And I've got some excellent news. Now, Blake is a new trainer who's been working with me. Blake's fully, he's a fully qualified, he's amazing, he specializes in this, XYZ, blah, 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 blah. Now, what we're going to do is this. If you're doing 3 sessions a week, now you're going to say 2 of those sessions are now going to be with Blake and 1 of them is going to be with me, which means you're getting 2 trainers for the price of 1. You're still getting double the value, 2 different training styles. You're still getting me. I'm still going to be across everything. And that's how it's going to be going from now on. That's how I would leverage across. That's personally how I voice it. And just, again, putting faith and trust in it. But again, a lot of the time, just like Blake said, you've just got to trust the process. You've just got to go for it and leverage across. So, like, Phil.
Can I say something, Simon? The mistake I made when I first did this was building really, really big. I was doing like 58, 60 sessions. And then I literally gave the new trainer like probably 15 to 20. And I didn't do that. I didn't keep in the life of that client that I was with for X amount of time. I just sort of was like, okay, here's your new trainer type thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. Like it's you've got to do that, right? You've got to just. I can't put it any other way. Like you hit the nail on the head. With that being said, like Phil, I mean, you're in that process now where you're doing a lot of the sessions in the business, right? So you're trying to leverage across. Now, would you say that's what you're sort of struggling with at the moment? It's like trying to let people know that, you need to give them away, and that's where the gap is. Is that, do you know what I mean? Is that what I would say you're at the moment?
I think it's just me being worried about the trainers making the. I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's me being worried about the trainers. I don't have an issue with handing them over because we have a lot of leads right now, and I know that they all need my touch. And but I think it's just me being a little bit worried about the trainers doing as good of a job as what I'm wanting. But I mean, this week I've been just supervising. I've still been at all the sessions. So I'm not just ghosting, on the clients that are used to seeing me. So I guess I'm still a little bit worried about the trainers, taking care of my clients, taking care of the
That's
people
right.
that I'm used to taking care of.
Yeah, that's right.
definitely
That's right. That's exactly what it is. And this is what I'm trying to get from you guys about kind of just like giving you the spill of what's going on. Do you know what I mean? So like, that's what it's about. Look, you've got to put faith and put trust in your clients. You've got to do it. Or in your trainers, sorry. Put faith and trust in them. And again, it's the same thing when we relate back to Sam and Donna. If you are a fully booked personal trainer, the one thing that I want to do instantly is I want to get you away from being fully booked, and I want you to, become leveraged. Do you know what I mean? That is what I'm looking for. So the only way we can do that is just to simply let go, put the faith and the trust in your trainers, and they will be fine. Like they're going to be fine. Like you were saying, Phil, before, how you had shadowed a lot of the sessions still, and you were still there for them, and making sure it's all good. Everything was fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was one issue where one of my trainers had 3 clients that we do our semi-privates, it was 3 people at the same time, and they were kind of all on different levels, and he was struggling a little bit, and I was with the client, one of my one-on-ones, and so I just kind of had to watch it, and I was just dying inside.
Yeah.
I was just dying inside, and my client that I was working with could tell too. She was like, "You're worried about that, aren't you?" And she's a really funny lady. But in either way, I talked it over with my trainer afterwards. He felt really bad about it. But we talked it out, and we talked about how it could have been better. And so no problems there. And then I even texted the clients afterwards. Everyone was fine.
Yeah.
The clients were fine. My trainer felt really bad. But we talked it out, and he's okay. But the most important thing is the clients are okay, and that's what really matters. So.
And look, that's a really, really good way to summarize. Exactly what you've just said is, as long as the clients are fine, they're getting the value, they're still getting results, they're being smashed through their sessions. That's the main thing. Now that that's happening, you'll have so much more of a natural approach to giving these clients away. Another thing, without going off on too much of a tangent, whenever you bring in new business to the business now, all of that is instantly leveraged across. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how we're going to do that now. Blake, how do you feel with leveraged business? Would you ever go back? I think that's enough. Well, is that enough said, or?
Man, I've done my time, Simon. I've done my 60 sessions a week.
Yeah. There's nothing else to it, really, is there?
Like, if I was to restart this whole thing, I would get to 20 and then hire again. Like, I would just hire probably at 20 and then go through the process. I'd probably get 40 and then just delegate straight away. Like, because you just learn. Once you do this process, you just learn it, and then it's just repeatable.
Yeah.
And you have the confidence in doing it. So, like I said, like, if I left this branch of the gym I'm at now and I went to a different company, I could be where I am right now within less than 3 months.
Yeah.
No doubt. And
100%.
Yeah. And it's just that just because I've done it. Over and over.
I think, is he going to come back? See if he's going to come back. While he's on Frozen there, he's hit the nail on the head. Phil, even yourself. So you've got the trainers, right? Mm-hmm. Now we're delegating across. Are you there, Blake? You cut off for a second there. You froze. So
yeah, all good.
But yeah, like you hit the nail on the head, Blake. I think you can get there again very, very quickly. Phil, for you now, I mean, it's about delegating the load over to leverage. But could you imagine yourself now being in your studio on your own?
No way. Like, so I think of, I don't know if any of you guys do this, but like, you look back at some of the things that you've done, like a couple of months ago, the situation you were in, you're like, oh my goodness, I was doing that. You know what I mean? And I definitely, if it was just me, you know what I mean? And I have a media guy, on staff, as well as, someone that takes all the photos and videos and stuff. And I couldn't imagine having to train everyone and post to social media and keep all the stories regular and interview clients and, get all these stories and everything. I couldn't even imagine
way.
having to do all that.
And I think what that is there is also, you're talking about outsource. So once you will find, what you're going to find is that when you leverage your business like Blake has and like Philip's, he's done, but now he's delegating now. So we're delegating. You're going to find that once you've done it once, you're going to start to want to do it for every little freaking process you can, because you're going to, the value of money doesn't matter. You begin to value your time so much more. And like, I really hope that like we're starting to get to the juicy stuff now, and we're getting a little bit deeper in, and you can see people nodding and stuff like that. What I want to do, and I want to take away from this today, if it's just one thing, is that anyone watching this recording, or Donna or Sam here, or I think Jason, who's on and then he's popped off anyway, I really want this to become really clear that getting fully booked as a trainer is so easy. When I was a trainer, I had no idea what my end goal was. I had no idea that I was going to be in the position that I'm in right now. Blake, probably in the same position. Like, well, Phil, when you start, you probably couldn't even envisage you in an amazing facility. Every time I got Phil on a live call, I always say, check out Phil's studio. It's amazing, called Only the Greatest. Like, it's sick. You couldn't imagine it. But the last thing I want is to have people, and knowing that I can coach them through it, to have guys that just sit in the same spot. So I just want to know that, you know, taking that leap of faith, guys, it just changes your life. You know what I mean? So I think there was a point that I wanted to discuss when I was saying to Phil before about when you now recruit. So let's say you've got your new trainers, right? When you recruit, how, and this is what you asked me, I think, Phil, wasn't it? About how to pass over sessions as they come in the door and you sign them up. Is that one of the questions you wanted to discuss?
Yeah, something that, I mean, I'm okay with that. I think it's like the process of, because what I do, and I mean, tell me if it's good or bad. Basically, what I do is I present a client with what I think that they should do, and this is our pricing. If you want to work with me, it's this amount more. If you want to work with me, you know,
a lot of, like, I recommend it. I recommend that. However, I don't care. Like right now, and I think I was telling this to my trainers and some people on Voxer. Right now, if you wanted to get me back into the gym, I'd have to lose a few kilos first and foremost. So that's what I'd have to do. But I'd have to look presentable. But look, you'd have to be paying. My rates would have to be double or treble what they used to be just to get me back in there. So even if you put your rates up, you're still going to find you'll be getting paid more money, which is excellent. But you're never really truly going to be able to leverage. So it's about trying to remove yourself. Blake, would you agree with that, dude? Like when you set people up now?
Yeah, look, my favorite thing is doing consults. Like I think we had a discussion the other day, Simon. We have to pay you triple to do another consult. But
yeah.
Consults, I don't know. Right now, it's great because you come a consult, right? So you are a consultant.
That's right.
And that's the sort of mindset that I take now within my company is I am the consultant of my company to be able to provide business for my staff. So look, like there are instances as of recent where people have been coming to us with all different shapes and forms and the very technical side of things, right? Like someone was hypermobile. So I took them for one session, and where she wasn't hypermobile, I gave to my other trainer to just smash her in the upper body. Does that make sense? So It's only on rare occasions now that I do that for the benefit of the client.
That's correct.
That's the most important thing now. Like, because if I feel as if that I've got another person coming to me next week who wants to do bodybuilding in a year's time. Now, none of my staff can probably even think of doing that, right? So I will take them. I'll get them prepped for that. And then I might even delegate off to a different coach altogether. It just comes down to the client's needs and you addressing that the most importantly.
That's damn right, and I think you've hit that right on the head as well. It's like I said before, we're not getting trainers to make money. Like, yes, residual income is great. Yes, it means that we can all be sat here at around midday in a work week when people at 9 to 5 are itching to leave their desk and get home. Yes, it's great, but at the end of the day, just like Blake said, we're here to help people. It's about getting people the results that they want, and if it means that you can do that and delegate across to your trainers, it means that you can become a consultant, like Blake said, and you can consult more people and help even more people. Yes, you're going to get paid more. And obviously that's what we want to do as business owners. But the main driving force behind that has to be that you're getting people results and you're looking after your clients. So I think that's exactly what it is. Phil, you got to think like this. If you want to help more people, the only way you can do that is to market. It's as simple as that. If without marketing, your reach is minimal. You might be earning some good money because you're taking the sessions, but in the long run, you'd be better off continually marketing, working on everything like that, and just getting more people in the door, helping them, and then faith in the trainers, offload and leverage like that. That's how real businesses are. I always like to use the analogy: Richard Branson does not captain each of his aircraft. He is not the pilot on each of his aircraft. He can't be. If Virgin wants to transport millions of people around the world in their airplanes every year, he can't do that. You know what I mean? Richard Branson's an amazing, amazing entrepreneur. It wouldn't be where he is without leverage. Now, maybe you want a dream of getting to his level. If you don't want to get to his level, which is it's a pretty good level, I admire you if you have the dream. But if your dream level is just to be, 5 stages deeper than where you are now with a smaller team, that's perfect. But we're not going to get there without leverage. I think, something that was pointed out very early on is having the wealth mindset. Blake said it's positivity in its abundance. I put a post in the VIP group a couple of days ago about The Secret. Anyone here I think, Don, you've read the book, you've watched it, just obviously you're going to be all over that sort of stuff. Blake, you watched it, Blake?
Oh, like 3 years ago.
Times. Yeah. There you go. Phil, have you watched it yourself, dude? Nah. Okay, that's something. And Sam, I think I talked to you about watching that as well, didn't I, Sam? I think. So, man, that it's all mindset, guys. Positivity, failing forward. I guarantee you, like, I'm a very, very good business coach, but I can guarantee you right now that I'm not going to be able to coach you without going through a few hurdles. You're gonna slip and you might trip over a couple, but I guarantee you when you go through that stuff the second time round, like Blake, look where he is now compared to where he was before. And I think that's what it is, guys. I think to wrap it up, before we have a little bit of an open mic Q&A to finish it, it's about taking leaps of faith, backing yourself. And when you have a process and a community of people like Blake, like Phil, like Donna, like Sam, like Just, like Jason, who's on here, that, are positive minded, and people that have done the things that you want to do, it's simply a case of following these people's paths and adapting what they've done into your own business, and you are destined to succeed and never to fail. And it's as simple as that. So I think, just to do a recap, recruitment process, I do not like using Seek. It's a last resort. We can do it if we're desperate, but just searching inside your local network is the best way to recruit, because you have existing rapport. If you don't have anything there are other ways to do it. Using Facebook, using groups, and just putting the word out there. But you've got to bombard it. You've got to be frequent. And again, you've got to put lots and lots of feelers out there, lots of positive vibes, and you can see what attracts back. After that, leveraging. If you have a trainer, it's how about not getting rid. It's about leveraging the sessions across. I always automatically go for the people that are doing 2, 3, 4 sessions a week. And remember the strategy of saying, hey, Blake, you're now going to be with Donna and myself. You're getting double the value. You're going to do 2 sessions with Donna. You're going to do 1 with me, 2 training styles, 2 different types of intensity, and just bulk it out. I've never had anyone say no to that. Then when you've got the 3rd point, I think, to take away is when people come into the business. If you give them the option, Phil, they will take it. Yeah. So again, you're just a nice bloke who wants to, you're better than your trainers. All of us here, you're always going to be better than what you attract, right? So, but the way to do it is if you offer it to them, then they're 99% of the time, they're going to take it. So I would just say, we've got 3 different trainers based on my professional opinion, Blake, Sam, or Justine. I think you're better suited with Justine. And that's what it is. They will. I've never had anyone say no, but when it's a process that you haven't done before, it's going to feel hard, because you're normally saying, okay, yeah, come with me, whatever. So that's the 3rd point. And guys, I think the fourth, to wrap it all up, is really just a thriving business that can create the lifestyle that you really dream of is built up and only made when you leverage in one way or another. But if you are in your business 24/7 and not working on it, you are selling a commodity, which is time, and it requires you 100% of that time. So I think that's pretty much the points from me. Is there anyone come off mute and ask some questions before we kind of wrap it up? I want to keep it we're about 40 minutes, so nothing too bad for the people that are watching this back. But any other tips or questions, Phil, you've got, Blake, you want to chip in, Donna, Sam, Just, anything?
Can I speak to Don? It's pretty common when, and is anyone in your gym, Don, have they got any staff or anything on those lines, or are they all just solo trainers? Oh, should I? Donna.
Was that to me? Sorry.
Donna.
Yeah.
You cut out a little bit there.
That was. Yeah.
Look, is
anyone in your gym got staff, or are they all solo?
So we're all pretty much, we've got about 21 trainers where we are. There is quite a bit of a clique within, which is everywhere. But yeah, it's sort of, there's a bit of word around that there's a few of them that are sort of thinking of doing it as well. So yeah.
Okay, cool. It's one of those things, like I first started in industry at A Good Life and there was 29 trainers and where I was. And yeah, there was definitely cliques because they'd been there for X amount of years doing X amount of sessions. And I remember there was one guy in there, everyone praised him. Everyone was just like, holy crap, because he was doing 72 sessions a week.
Wow.
And everyone's like, oh wow, he's making like $3,500 a week. Oh my God. Every night he went home, he would just down a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
pretty sad, isn't it? So I guess the main thing I want to say to you guys is that, you know, you can't let your maximums become, you got to let your maximums become your minimums. So right now if you're on 40, that's ground zero, right? Like that has to be your springboard, that 40. The hardest thing obviously is, you know, cash flow is going to be affected. But you're never going to move forward unless you take that bit of a leap. And when you do take that leap, everything starts, you know, like Simon said with The Secret, it will all start to attract. You'll attract the right people to join your business, train, stuff like that. Look, it's another one of these things though, because my trainers are the only trainers at my facility.
We'll give him some time. He needs to invest some of his money that he's making from his residual income on a decent freaking phone signal, I think. That's...
If all things fall down, subcontract yourself to a small box gym and build there as well as your big box, and then just transition over to the small box if all falls down. But hopefully with Simon's guidance, everything will be successful. Funnily enough, we have discussed that option. And look, again, guys, I don't want to dwell on it. Any of you who've been voxering me this week, shit, I have not shut up about The Secret. Like, I watched it. Every time I watch it, it picks me up. Like, I love it. But man, we've talked about it. And I said to you, Don, I think when we had a phone call this week, and I said on that phone call, look, the chances are we keep talking about it that, you know, in a year's time from now, you may have just quit. You may have left that gym, gone over to the other one, and then you may have a trainer underneath you. You never know. Yeah. Now, because of it, we are actually putting out that vibe and that feel to the universe. I'm telling you right now, it's probably something that's going to happen, and it's for a reason that Blake has actually come out and said that too. Yeah. So if there is that big resistance point, like Blake said, you know, I've only built in small boxes. You know, guys that are in their studios, like Phil, they have no restrictions. Phil dominates that place. People want to come in, they have to go through Phil. Blake runs, you know, over 250K business, him and his partner combined on the way to $500,000. Like, it's all through small boxes. Like, Sam is it's the same thing. Sam, you're in a big box gym, Sam, aren't you? I think a lot of trainers.
Yep, we've got around 30 trainers.
Yeah, 30. Look at Phil's face. Look at like 30 trainers. Like, It is insane. Look, I never recommend people leaving because I think we should give it a go, Sam and Don, in those gyms where you're at. And anyone listening to this video, I've said again, the easiest part is getting to this level where you're earning 1,500 to 6 figures. It's so easy to get to that in a big box gym. So if you want help getting that far, let me know. But the leverage part, I think we've got to try it. And if not, it's just move on to the next, move on to the solution, the next solution. Like it's really not hard. But again, those things, those decisions are there. Big boy and big girl decisions that when made to look like small decisions will really show how much of a character you are, and that will determine your success. I think leaping rather than tiptoeing is the way.
But yeah, just to I'll shut up in a sec, Simon. But for example, with my wife, she was at a Jets for the first year, then she moved to an Anytime, a couple of Anytimes.
Yeah.
And, she built to 30 sessions in December, right? Like she was on 32 or something in December, Jan. And so she knew how to get to that sort of 16 to 1,800 a week. But, things happen and we were going to build it at one location. Things fell through. Like it was an okay location. But then what we did was we put out the feelers again, like Simon was saying, once you start to put out the feeler, you'll track the vibe and stuff like that. So she's now at a club which is smack bang in the middle of the city, super high demographic, and they have been literally craving trainers for upwards of 2.5 years, and they've just smacked anyone with a Cert 4. They would just put in there, and it's just failed and failed and failed and failed until Zara came in, and they're like just thanking God that they have Zara now, because she knows, like, she's Simon's client because she knows her stuff. And so if you go into any small box and you present them with, okay, like when I get started, this is how I'm going to market myself, this is what I'm going to do, can I have access to your database, can I do this and this and this? They're like, yeah, of course, no one else has ever asked us those questions, go for it.
Yeah.
And you'll get the job straight away. Like if you walked into any city club, I guarantee you'll get the club, the job straight away.
He's damn right. Like, and this is the thing. Obviously, there's ways in which we can go about this, and I'm not saying we're doing this, Don. But what I am trying to say, and what Blake is trying to say, is that everything is replaceable. Just, I know you wanted to chip in, so I'll let you speak. But like, everything is replaceable. If the best thing about becoming an entrepreneur, I got my mum and dad are over here with me at the moment, and they're flying back, or we're all flying back to the UK. And I think I said to my dad at one point last week, I said, do you know the best thing about being an entrepreneur is that if it all went tits up, I'd just go and do it again. And I build it so quick. Like, so quick. Like, all of you guys are so freaking well trained with marketing. Phil, you're coming into it now. Like, everyone always starts off and rockets up. Like, that's like I specialize in, rocket growth, really quick growth. But I almost coach people to the ability where they get too comfortable because of the income that you're earning, and it's covers the rent, it covers the bills, covers the family, covers the electricity, gas, all everything, and it covers your play money, that you just become stagnant. There's a lot of people, who you are, that aren't on this call. If you're watching this, that I've coached people to 6 figures in 6 weeks, and they've been with me for 16 months after that, and are still earning the same amount of money because they have not jumped. Do you know what I mean? So it's about taking leap of faith. There are other ways to leverage, like online, guys. We're doing that as well. So it's not about hiring trainers, but if you want to create the freedom, you have to. Just, you wanted to say something, Del?
Hey, yeah, thank you. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, okay, cool. Look, even Gary Vee started with 0 followers. It's about the numbers. And I saw a couple of you balk when Simon mentioned, it's a numbers game and it's not so much people. I know that you guys are all in the service industry because you love people, you love helping people, you love helping them get results, and you love, all of that is about connection and communication and, establishing a bond of trust with someone. So handing them over, I can see how that would be difficult. But what I want you to look at your trainers, the trainers that you're going to hire and hand people over to is, same thing you do with your clients that you're training. The person you are looking at is limited by what you believe about them. So if you see someone that comes in overweight and unfit, you know what you can do to help them, right? You know that. So your belief in them, what you believe about them, takes the limit off them. They've limited themselves because that's what they look like and they need your help. So same thing with the trainers. If you're hesitant to trust a trainer and hand someone over, you're limiting your trainer's ability to have results with that person. You're also limiting that trainer's ability to connect with you, because only 7% of communication is in the spoken word. The rest is in physiology, it's in your behavior, the pause between communication. So just think about that. Remember that your client is limited by what you believe about them, and so are your trainers. So if you apply that to your trainers, you're going to get better results. You'll be more comfortable. They'll feel your trust.
100%. You cannot disagree with that. It is as simple as that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, belief. Like I tell my trainers, like they are everything to me. I'll let them fail. I want them. I tell them every week, like, I'm going to push you because I want you to fail. They're like, what the hell do you mean? I want a job. I don't want to fail. No, not in that like that. But it's because I have the belief, and I know that if I push them through certain things, but hold their hand and guide them. And this is what I'm doing now with management. You know, I'm not bullying. I'm not advising you bully your trainers, Phil, Blake, and everyone else who I've got to leverage. It's to grow them as a trainer. And when you do this correctly, they will understand, and they will be so grateful, if you're managing them right, for what you've actually done to them and grown them as a person, both inside and outside the business. So I think, look, I'm going to say it again, like, go watch The Secret. And isn't it funny? Sam, Don, and Phil, you said you hadn't watched it, but there you go. I'm telling you, you've read the book though, Don, so you know, but watch that film. When you ever need a pickup, watch something like that. And it will make you think that anything you want is possible. It's as simple as that. So look, guys, I think for the people that are watching this recording, I think we're over 45 minutes now. Yeah, we're up to about 50. So we'll knock it here. But look, Josh, thanks for your input there at the end. It's very, very right. Blake, as always, dude, keep crushing it. And thanks for your input. Phil, let's get to it. You've already got a very successfully leveraged business. It's now just like letting go is the hardest thing. Hopefully you've taken that away from today, and let's continue, obviously, one-on-one via Voxer about how to leverage across. And then Don and Sam, it's time. Like, if you want to do it like that, if you want to go that way, that's what we can do. Otherwise, we've got the online. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm coaching people to make fully automated online business. If your online business, or it's not if, it's when your online business gets to a stage where you're making $1,000 a week, you may even want to throw your face-to-face business in the bin. But I personally wouldn't do that, because you're letting all your clients down. It's not for the money. You're letting them down as people. So we need to learn how to look after everybody. So that's it. I've been Simon. Everyone else has been everyone else. Thanks for your input. And look, I'm going to hit stop recording, guys. We'll see you in episode 2 over the coming weeks.